What's going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and welcome to the jungle. This is the channel where we take a very simple approach to technical analysis. We look at the price in the context of volume using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually, at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I did miss the stream yesterday, so we're doing a stream today on Tuesday, and we will follow through with the regular schedule. So tomorrow there will be another stream as well. So what are we taking a look at? Well, we're going to look at Bitcoin, and we're going to look at Ethereum because Ethereum is breaking out, and Ethereum is kind of the gatekeeper to the altcoin season. When Ethereum starts to look really bullish, a lot of the altcoins follow suit. We do have a few leaders in the space, obviously, but we're going to kind of dive into the performance that we're seeing inside of Ethereum and Bitcoin. So without any further ado, let's jump into the charts here. So we're taking a look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour. We've been inside of this rising channel for a while now. Come on. There we go. Oh, we're lagging a little bit. Yeah, my mic is on. Can you believe it? It's a classic Baloo move. Leave the mic off. Okay, so we're inside of this ascending channel. We've been in it for a while. We called this as a tentative bottom. It wasn't anything fancy. We were just inside of an ascending channel, and we hit the bottom of the channel. So we took a long position back here, and that was a very good position. Man, my computer's really lagging here. So are we going to break out in Bitcoin? Basically, we're kind of forming a pennant. Let me go to a different Bitcoin chart here. Let's go with yeah, let's just look at the BLX. We kind of have this, a lot of the pattern traders are calling this bearish formation, these rising wedges. I don't think rising wedges are bearish, at least not on the macro, because they are making higher highs and making higher lows. So to me, there's nothing bearish about a pattern or a consolidation that's making higher highs and making higher lows. So when people say, hey, we have a rising wedge formation coming, I mean, they're not super reliable. Yeah, we can take a look at Icon. So, you know, a lot of people looking at that. Do we need to come back down to the bottom? I'm not convinced. We're kind of wanting to break through this level on Bitcoin, you know, kind of this area of resistance. We're just working our way through right now. So, you know, we very well could be rejected at this point, get one more touch point down here on the lower end of this ascending, this trend line here, and then take a move up. But there's no reason for it to do that. The space is very bullish. We're seeing a lot of bullish sentiment all over Twitter. You know, could it be euphoria? We don't know. But as it stands right now, we're just waiting to break out. We have to have that breakout. So it's kind of an ascending triangle, depending on how you're looking at it. But yeah, we're looking for a breakout. So speaking of breakouts, though, if we go to our second largest cryptocurrency in the ecosystem, Ethereum has broken out. So we can confirm this as a breakout. We're not moving. We're not, you know, blasting off or anything just yet, but this is a technical breakout. We're here on the daily. We have our first daily candle close that closed above the last high, and it closed. We got a green candle close, and then we had a red that defended the level of support. So this is looking very healthy enough for me to actually take a long position. I purchased a few call options on Ethereum, which I'm kind of limiting my exposure to the leveraged marketplace a little bit, but one leveraged instrument that I do like to employ from time to time is options. So I did purchase a few options contracts down. I purchased an $1,800 contract, so we're in the money, just waiting for that move to the upside. So another chart that I want to take a look at is just Bitcoin dominance. So dominance is looking fantastic. You know, we're really starting to dump on the dominance. And what, for those who are unfamiliar, the Bitcoin dominance is the relationship between all of the market cap that is currently inside of Bitcoin versus the rest of the space. So as this chart goes down, more and more liquidity enters the altcoin space, which is where most of you are positioned. So this is really good. You know, we're breaking through this level here, this previous low. The next low to break is down here at this level, which is at around 52%, which is amazing. That's a huge altcoin season if we get that. And if we really start to fall down here on dominance, we're going to see a pretty impressive move. So you can see we kind of had this little dump back here at the beginning of 2017, and 2017 was just epic for altcoins. Now, do we see another repeat of that? Probably not to the same extent, I would imagine, or at least a little bit more of a mixed bag, but that's not based on much other than the fact that I don't see dominance falling too far below 30%. Bitcoin still is the king of this ecosystem. Bitcoin is very much so your macro play when you want to expose yourself to cryptocurrency. So I think it would be far-fetched, but not outside of the realm of possibility for us to see levels lower than 30% in terms of Bitcoin dominance. I just think the institutions like Bitcoin too much to really play too much on the altcoins. So that's pretty much those charts. What else do we got? Let's take a look at Cardano. Oh wait, no, Bitcoin, Ethereum Bitcoin. That's what I wanted to take a look at, because we're focused so much on Ethereum right now. Ethereum is kind of leading the breakout. Hey, what's going on, Blake Short? So we're wanting to, you know, determine where the strength is, and we've been watching this chart for a while. This is the Bitcoin, this is the Ethereum versus BTC chart. We're kind of in this ascending megaphone formation, which is showing us that Ethereum is beginning to outperform the performance of Bitcoin. Or, you know, up until this point, they've kind of been neck and neck. So this is an opportunity for Ethereum to really start breaking out and ushering in a big altcoin season. The next major resistance on Ethereum is at 0.08 BTC, which is huge. I mean, we don't know where Bitcoin is going to be when this level is hit, but we're definitely talking well above, you know, $5,000 per Ethereum. Okay, looking at Cardano last night, thinking this thing is so close to breakout. So we've been kind of been very apprehensive and careful with Cardano as of recently. There was a bit of a bearish formation, but let's take a look. Let's see what we're dealing with here. It's been a while since we've taken a look here. The bias is still up. You know, we've been making higher highs and making higher lows, and I've said, you know, here it's so funny. Like, the market knows that this is a decision point. Right here has been a decision point. We need to make a higher high. Come on. We need a higher high, or we're going to print a lower low. So this is our current low, this is our current high. We're in limbo right now. If we are to continue this trend, we need to break out. We need a higher high. We need to get above $1.48 for Cardano to really see some higher levels. Until that point is met, we're at a tentative double top, which is a decision point. This is where the trend has the potential to flip bearish. We haven't yet, and it looks like there is strength coming into the market, but look at this supply. There's a ton of supply. There's a lot of people willing to sell here. A lot of people willing to sell. So be prepared. This could result in an upthrust. Basically, if we break below $1, I would start to be worried on the Cardano position that we would be potentially changing trends, just because, you know, we have the highs and then we had an equal high. So is it possible that we are just transitioning to a downtrend? Only time will tell. We are in a bull market and the trend is up thus far, so we don't want to take too much of a bearish position. But I am being cautious with Cardano currently. Okay, so ICX. That's icon, right? I believe that's icon. Yeah. So icon had a beautiful accumulation range, and I stopped paying attention to it. So it looks like if people are requesting it, it's marking up. Yeah, it's looking good on icon. I think that there's definitely still a lot of volatility in this one, but you know, it's, let me just make that yellow for the stream. Perfect. Oops. Keep meaning to get my cursor. There we go. Yeah, so we're just leaving our accumulation zone on this one. It's definitely hit some markup. So we've, you know, if you're jumping in now, you've already missed a lot of the major part of the move. We're looking at it's already appreciated about 200% from the buy signal out of the box. But it, you know, it's its first impulse. So we're going to have, or it's logical to think that there's more upside in icon. So wait for a nice dip day, which, you know, today ain't bad. We have a nice dip here. Let's go on to the 4 hour and take a look at this consolidation right here. Yeah, this is nice. This is a nice trading range that we're looking at here. Something like that. Yeah, so we're working on our backup currently. We need this level to hold. If this level doesn't hold, we'll probably go to the level of the creek line. So let me just draw a creek in here. Something like this, you know. Expect to come down somewhere around the $2 range. Somewhere in there would be a good buy on icon. Keep in mind, icon's all-time high was at $15, something like that, $13. So there's definitely upside here. Okay, what's my take on Zill? A lot of people FOMO'd into Zill. Zill had a huge run, but it's been in consolidation for a very long time. So I haven't looked at it in a while. Let's go ahead and take a look at Zilliqa. That's the thing, like a lot of people, they FOMO into these big green candles, not knowing how long they have to wait. So they hear, yeah, you probably, you know, it'll take time for the next pump, but they don't really understand like how long it takes for reaccumulation to occur. It takes months. And during those months, you're just waiting. You're just sitting around waiting for stuff to happen while everything else is happening. So yeah, we're very healthy. It's looking good. We're getting to the later stages of the parabola. So, you know, we should start heating up here. I would be apprehensive using contracts beyond this point with any sort of high leverage or anything like that. You have a high likelihood of being stopped out of that position. But, you know, trend is your friend until it ends, and we're making higher highs and higher lows. Today looks like a pretty good dip day to scoop some up. Let's zoom in here. Yeah, there's a nice support level here. We just draw a trading range. The last buyer's climax. Drag that across to where we are right now. We're just kind of sitting pretty there. Yeah, we want this level to hold. If this level doesn't hold, look for another test, maybe down to the 17 cents, something like that. Currently at 20 cents. 20 cents is a nice even number, so we very well may hold at this level. You can see that there's demand defending this. So, you know, if we break out above this level, if we break the local high, I think that's good confirmation that there's more upside here. So, you know, if we get a break above 22.8, then I think that would be a good entry as well. So wait for that turnaround. What's going on? Okay. EOS, all these coins are coming back from the dead, all the mid caps, all the previous cycle. It's very interesting watching how the liquidity moves around inside of this market. You know, the first real impulse that was favorable to altcoins was in a lot of new projects. So a lot of coins that, you know, were new to DeFi, you could farm these tokens. A lot of the new infrastructure, that was kind of the first real altcoin cycle where a lot of the DeFi plays did incredibly well. And we're seeing a lot of setups inside of my group where it's just the mid caps and the larger caps and the coins from the previous cycle are beginning. You can see the demand signatures begin to increase. You can see that a lot of the supply has been dried up, and we're seeing the composite operators, the big players, the big investors, they're rotating their funds out of stuff that's pumped like Theta and Holochain and like all of these coins that have had big runs, and they're rotating those funds into assets that where the supply is very low, which is what we teach using the Wyckoff method. So for those who are unfamiliar, the Wyckoff method at its core is just identifying strength within a trading range. This is what I teach in my trading group. If you are interested in joining VIP, there are links down below. Awesome community. We have some incredible traders inside of that community. Lots of profitable trading setups, on-demand videos, coaching. After every one of these streams, I jump into a Zoom classroom and we do coaching sessions and taking a look at your charts. So if you are interested in kind of leveling up or just catching up with the market, we have a lot of beginners coming into the space right now. You got to focus on education or you're going to get burnt. You can make a lot of money in a bull market, but you kind of need to prepare yourself for how to manage those trades, because what happens all too often with the new investor is they invest and they don't know what a top looks like and they don't sell, and they end up holding bags, and you have to hold those bags till the next cycle. And it's not a pretty clean experience. You know, it's watching 95% of your money go away and then waiting 4 years. So if you want to kind of avoid that, you need to spend time educating yourself on market cycles, market psychology, and understanding that no market is different. Crypto is super volatile, but that's just because of the amount of liquidity entering and the amount of market participants that are actually inside of this ecosystem. So crypto is not a special market. It's just a magnified market. So realize that there's two sides to every trade. There's an upside and a downside. Okay, where did you purchase your ETH call option? I know you mentioned on your last stream that Hedgic fees were out of whack. Yeah, so Hedgic is broken. Months ago, we were holding positions in Hedgic. I pretty much cut all of those positions, made a little bit of money, but Hedgic's broken. So I found a new one on Binance Smart Chain, and it's called, let's just go take a look. If we go to categories, click on the categories button in CoinGecko. This is very nice if you're trying to find similar pairs. So if you're seeing a lot of setups on one category, you can, exchange-based tokens, decentralized finance, centralized tokens, Binance Smart Chain, Polkadot ecosystem, any category you want, really. But I went into the options category just to see what was out there as far as DEXs. And I found a really low cap one called Finexus. I should actually probably invest in this one because it's working. Thus far, I was able to initiate an ETH call option. So if we go to finexus.io, they have Binance Smart Chain and WAN chain integration, so that you can open up some contracts. We'll launch the app here, show you what the app looks like. And options, for those who don't know, the easiest way to kind of explain options is you get the ability to rent a coin for a certain amount of time. That's incorrect in practice. It's not actually what's occurring, but you are able to kind of, that's what it feels like. So if I went to BTC, if I wanted to rent one Bitcoin for a week, it's going to cost me $3,000. So I don't have to pay $58,000 for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes up in value, it's currently at 58,128. If it goes up in value $3,000, everything above that point is pure profit. So it's kind of an interesting approach to leverage. It's not like a futures contract where you just get to apply the leverage amount. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, but fantastic product, not only for unidirectional upside plays, but also for you to kind of hedge out of a position without selling the underlying asset. So pretty cool. Back to the charts though. Okay. Puzzle One Crypto says, I have a coin for you. I think we are at the minor SOS or LPS. In the context of a larger structure, supply looks exhausted. Probably next test of the resistance area around 60 cents. It's TrueFi. So yeah, TrueFi. Let's take a look at TrueFi. Let's zoom out. Always zoom out and work your way back in. So kind of a pennant on the 3-day. Let's go down to the daily. So we're just working. We don't really have a truly defined trading range just yet because the coin is so new. So, you know, we had an up. It's so new. Just keep it simple. We don't even need to Wyckoff this thing. Just go to the candle body close. Go down to either the wicks. Let's go to the wicks. There seems to be some confluence there. We need to break above this. If we cannot break above this, there's no point in buying. Don't try and front run something this new. Wait for confirmation, wait for a breakout, allow it to kind of show its strength and allow it to come back down on a level of support. If that does not occur, then look for areas of support to make a purchase. So the only true area of support that we have here is this one, and it's also very weak. There's really not a lot of support built here. You want to take, you know, convicted positions on areas of good support. So we kind of have these areas of support, but they're weak. There's the resistance seems stronger than the support on this one. So if you wanted to campaign into this one, you know, buy some now, buy some if it goes up, buy some if it goes down. You could kind of campaign into this position, but it's not like, okay, we have a technical setup, we're headed up. I don't think that this is, you know, there's not enough data here to really give us the Wyckoff signals. Composite operator participation in this is really hard to determine. So for that reason, I am not about to FOMO into this thing, but let's just, for shits and giggles, let's take a look at what it is. What is TrueFi? Because honestly, that sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. TrueFi. Got to be careful in this space. Most of the things that you will buy at the later stages of the bull market are going to be garbage. You're going to get so many copycats. Think about the ecosystem that you're in. This is a decentralized marketplace. Anybody that can, you know, you can go to mint.io and you can mint a token, you can create a website, you can add Web 3.0 plugins to that website, you can do a token launch, ICO, like with nothing, no product. And people see it, they look at the website, they say, oh, that seems believable, and they throw ETH into the contract. Be careful out there, do your due diligence. With the newer stuff, you know, that's why I kind of stay away from a lot of this. I will do venture capital. I will kind of play with venture capital plays, but for the most part, I stick to the coins that have been around. You know, the coins that have liquidity, the ones that you can get in and out of, because you know these things they're still going to do multiple X's, just with a lot more security and a lot more conviction on those trades. So TrueFi, meet TrueFi, the DeFi protocol for uncollateralized lending. Well, that sounds sustainable. Total value locked. You can farm it, you can pool it, you can stake it. I don't know. What's different here? What's special? It's just another, I don't know, like you can't even swap here. Like what is this? It's nothing. Maybe I just don't get it. I don't know. The chart looks like I'm not convinced, and this platform looks like I'm not convinced. I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm not saying it can't, you know, go up in value. It just seems like garbage to me. Okay, MJ Ali, always enjoy these streams here. Oh, good. FTX for options. Yeah, so FTX, fantastic platform. I'm really starting to like FTX. I think it's one of the more developed exchanges out there for that kind of emulates the feel of traditional finance. You know, the indexes, the options, the futures, the monthly futures, like they have so many different products, and spot markets. You know, a lot of the derivatives exchanges, they don't offer spot. FTX has spot, it has derivatives. You can take out loans against your portfolio as a whole. It's a very great platform. And yes, they do have options. However, they are only for Bitcoin, which is fine. I'm going to use their Bitcoin options when we get near the end of the cycle. But yeah. Okay, so it's a lending platform. Okay, well, you know, we have a lot of liquidity already locked up in a lot of other lending platforms. You know, Aave's kind of, there's upside potentially because we're in a bull market. So it's all about selling the story. It really comes down to, if you want to make money in TrueFi, go into their Telegram and see how they market. Go look at their marketing team. Go try and figure out like what kind of connections they have on the marketing side, because we already have well-developed lending projects. We don't need TrueFi. So what are they doing different? And if they're not doing anything different, how strong is their marketing? Because that's really what's going to push the narrative on whatever it is that they're selling. We have tons of lending. There's so much lending. There's a lot of lending. Like an uncollateralized lending, where does the money come from? That sounds, what do you mean uncollateralized lending? That doesn't even make sense. So there's definitely some question marks there. Do your own research. Yeah, ALGO. Yeah, let's take a look at ALGO. Thanks for the endorsement there, CryptoZ. Appreciate it. Yeah, you guys, if you are at all interested in just, you know, understanding how to trade on your own, I give setups, okay? I give setups, I share my thoughts, I allow you to kind of enter my psyche on how I break charts down and how I look at investments on the speculative side, on the high risk side, and on the safer side. But what's most important to me, what I care most about, is teaching you guys how to do it. There are, you know, if you just want call out groups, you don't want my group. The call out groups are a dime a dozen. You know, you can get into a group, they're going to feed you setups, and you know, you could possibly make money, but you're never going to learn how to actually manage your portfolio, which is what I try to focus on. I try to teach people how to custody their portfolio. You know, we're all contributing into, you know, 401ks and RRSPs and money managers. We're giving our money to these losers that are on Wall Street betting on shit stocks at 5x leverage, and like when it all comes crumbling down, who's left holding the bags? The people that don't know any better. So learning the skills of managing your life's wealth and understanding how to manage your portfolio is what I am really passionate about. And if you are spoon-fed setups, you will never learn those skills. I give you setups, but I also hold you accountable and ask about your strategy and tell you like how are you going to scale out of this? What is your approach? Are you long term on this coin? Are you day trader, scalp trade? Like there's so many different strategies and approaches to this market that you really have to be your own boss and understand what it is that you feel comfortable with, because until you start making your own decisions, you know, you're really gonna struggle, in my opinion. So where was I? Rant over ALGO. I hope you guys appreciate my rants. I hope they're not too annoying. Algorand looks fantastic. This is a really nice structure that we're seeing here. This is a very bullish structure. The price candles have a beautiful consolidation, you know, a nice spring here. The volume is a little bit of a harder read. Let's go down to the smaller time frames and see if we can get a better read on this volume. Kind of stretch this out, but it's tight. It's really, so there's a couple signatures that I'm trying to interpret. So this is obviously supply. So we've got resistance here. Let's draw the resistance in. Something like that. We hit resistance here. You can see the amount of supply that came in. That was a rejection. We tried to do it again, much less supply. So you see that we had a ton of supply enter here, much less supply with a higher result here. So that's indicating that a lot of the sellers they got out of their positions here. We had a tick down on very low volume. So this was just natural ebbs and flows, no market participation from the composite operator. Then we have this increase in demand here on a very tight, this in and of itself could be considered absorption. Then we got our breakout, test, up move, test again. We'll probably have to come and test again, but the area that we really want to break above is this line of resistance right here. So, look for a breakout. I think in this condition, this is not really a dip buy position, because the dip is just, we want a dip to support, and it's really not that much. This is a breakout position. You want to watch this one and kind of do a breakout. So it's only 10% to get the dip buy. Anything below that, and you need further confirmation. So if we get a breakout above $1.50, I think that would be a far better play, or allow that sign of strength to occur and then wait for the pullback. Because right now, we don't have the confirmation. We don't have enough confirmation for me to be excited with a full-sized position. But if you were really bullish on the fundamentals, or you hold and you're wondering where to add more, you could campaign at this level. It's not a full-on position though. Just we want that confirmation. Join the group. It paid off for me in a few days. Awesome. I'm glad you're making profitable setups. We're in a very favorable market. You want to be in the right coins. Okay. Can these coins reach their all-time high in the Bitcoin pairing? Well, not necessarily. Yes, Bymir, I did take a look at ADA, so you'll have to watch the replay. I didn't go too much into it. It's kind of just at a decision point. So with the Bitcoin pairing, we don't know. Determining whether an asset can reach it to an all-time high, we don't know. We take things level by level, and we try to understand the strength, and we try to understand the amount of supply. So I've said it many times, we're definitely entering a very favorable trading environment. I think that we're going to have a pretty good alt season coming up. I think that the alt season is going to be sparking up soon. And I think that this altcoin season, your biggest concern is going to be managing euphoria. We're getting to that point where it's time to really understand that the money needs to be realized. So you need to kind of have a strategy in place. It's almost like, we're trying to find entries. Not financial advice, but I'm at the point now where the entries matter so much less than the exits. If you mess up an entry, we're in a very strong uptrend. So if you mess up an entry, it's probably okay to hold the bag for a bit. Again, not financial advice. Every coin is going to be different, but there's far more potential and bullish sentiment and clues to a continuation to upside that I'm more so concerned about how to take profits and how to capitalize on those gains and how to manage the exposure to the upside and scale out. Anyways, back to Algo. It's looking good. Structurally speaking, it looks very strong. Litecoin opinions for long-term holds. So the only value proposition that I can determine from Litecoin is that it is a Bitcoin testnet. And I don't understand, I understand that is valuable. Don't get me wrong. Litecoin is valuable because nobody wants to shake the Bitcoin boat. Nobody wants to change the Bitcoin protocol. There is so much money in Bitcoin. It is a very protected ecosystem. It is a very protected network. Nobody gets away with anything in Bitcoin. Okay, they do not make adjustments. Litecoin, on the other hand, it's a test net. It works. If you want to implement something on Bitcoin, sure, we'll run it on Litecoin for a year, maybe 2 years, and we'll see how it pans out. But we're not going to mess with Bitcoin. So for that reason, Litecoin's very valuable, very valuable. But when you think in terms of a store of value that is, basically infinitely divisible. I can buy one Satoshi, which is worth fractions of a penny. So the argument on a store of value, this is not a gold/silver relationship, because where gold and silver are stores of value, Bitcoin beats both gold and silver, both of them. It's a better store of value. It's a better currency. It's better in every single way. So, this whole, if Bitcoin does this, then Litecoin will be worth this. I don't buy into that personally. I feel that if I'm going to pick an asset that's a hard asset, there's only two hard assets that I'm interested in, and I just added the second asset. The two assets that I consider hard money are Bitcoin and Monero. Monero is very interesting. It has a lot of counter approaches to Bitcoin, so it's almost like the biggest Bitcoin hedge. But anyways, to answer your question about Litecoin, let's zoom out. We are leaving the accumulation range. I think it's very realistic to determine. I think it's very realistic to assume that Litecoin will definitely hit its all-time high of 382. I think that that's not outside of the realm of possibility, and I think that there's a case that could be made that it will reach levels higher than that, because Litecoin is very easy to buy. As the later stages of the bull market come in, and retail who doesn't, they don't have time to learn DeFi, they don't have time to set up a MetaMask wallet, they just want to know what website to go to and what coins to buy. They're going to go to the website, they're going to see Litecoin, they're going to buy it. That's the later stages of the bull market. So I think for that reason, there's definitely the argument that can be made that there is further upside. And, we're just breaking through some of these resistance points. If you're in Litecoin, I wouldn't sell. There's no reason to sell. I would have sold it a long time ago, but you didn't, and we're now in markup. So, if you're thinking, oh, if I jump out of Litecoin and jump into like Theta or something that's pumped, I think that's a very bad decision. We're trending in the right direction. The number is going up. Don't mess with your investments. Play the swings. Wait till the swing high is in. Swing high is not in yet. XRP, I don't like XRP, but that is not my opinion doesn't matter, basically, on that, because what you need to understand as you submit to the market is you don't have the answers and the market has all the answers. What is XRP? XRP is at what position on CoinGecko? It's at like 4th or 6th. It's top 10 for sure. We know that. Yeah, it's 4th position. So I can sit here and I can scream how much I hate XRP and how I think it goes against everything that I fundamentally believe as far as the future of cryptocurrency. And it doesn't matter because most of the market disagrees with me. Okay. Most of the market disagrees with me that XRP is a good project. I say it's crap, but there's a lot of money to the contrary. There's a lot of money that thinks that my opinion is crap. I do, however, agree with the sentiment that Ethereum is worth more than XRP. So, for me to really start to reflect, I would have to see XRP outperform Ethereum, and it hasn't done that yet. So at least I know that I'm on the winning side with my Ethereum opinion. But yeah, we can quickly take a look at the chart. Then we'll talk about Monero. Somebody requested Monero since I was talking about Monero. But XRP had a breakout. If you were in on the last stream, we kind of had the same discussion where I said I hate it, but there's a bullish setup. If you took that bullish setup, I said any break above 80 is a good buy. So if you were around and you saw that stream and took that trade, congratulations. Nicely done. There was a lot of people in my group that took that trade as well. Any break above this 80, it was 65 cents, but a break above 80 was confirmation. So yeah, this is a sign of strength. We're going to have to wait for a pullback. I'm not saying that XRP is not going to go up. I think XRP will go up. There are some very good characteristics to the chart that would allow us to determine that there's still more upside in XRP. And if I want to make some money in it, maybe I'll take some short-term contracts or some short-term trades on this asset, but you're never going to find XRP on my ledger. And now we'll take a look at Monero. Longer term chart. Yeah, it's looking healthy. So it's working out its accumulation. It's still early days. Nobody's talking about Monero. Nobody cares about Monero. There's actually a lot of fear with privacy coins in general right now. And as a disclaimer, you know, understand that there is a risk associated with holding privacy coins because they can be delisted. Governments don't like privacy coins, and exchanges don't like the heat that privacy coins put on those exchanges. They don't want to hear from the SEC. They don't want to have to go to court to defend, you know, Monero staying listed on their exchange. They'll just delist it, and they don't care. But Monero, it's hard money. It's kind of counter developed to Bitcoin, so it's kind of a Bitcoin hedge. I like the fundamentals of Monero quite a bit. I like that they really focus on the one CPU, one vote mentality that Bitcoin has kind of lost. You know, Bitcoin has the ability to be bought into a share of influence, whereas Monero doesn't. So it's interesting. The chart looks good. You know, we're kind of rounding and heading out. We don't need to talk about entries or anything like that. DML224, the island VIP is great. I go by Free Diz. Oh, hey, Free Diz, right on. Thank you. Thank you for the endorsement. Approximately, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Charles. You got to find it. You got to scrub through. Your rants are informative. Keep it up. Well, I'm glad somebody thinks so. I rant to my wife sometimes, and she's just, what are you talking about? I've been talking about blockchain with my wife since I got in 2015. She still doesn't get it. She's like, well, why do we need it? I'm like, God, it's a push. It's a push to get the world to understand. It's a real push. Okay. Oh, if it wasn't for Baloo, I would have been broke months ago. Thank you. Rant about EGLD. No, I'll pass that. Yeah, we looked at ADA. So I'm doing a YouTube video. Would you want to win $1,000? Nope. Nope. And I'm gonna need to get one of my community members to moderate because I'm getting spammers. Freaking spammers, man. They're just so toxic for the space. I just hate spammers. You know, there's so many people that like the free side of, you know, the Discord and free side of Telegram, but you're just opening yourself up, and all these new people coming in and they're talking about, you know, these cloud mining programs and stuff. That is, I don't know, to anybody who's watching right now, I feel like most of my audience is kind of plugged in. We're a TA channel. We're not, you know, new per se to crypto, but if you are new and you're putting money into a cloud mining program, you're probably being scammed. And I just want to let you know so that you can go and do some research to understand what's going on there, because people are losing so much money, guys. I'm hearing horror stories of people putting tens of thousands of dollars into these cloud mining things, and their money's gone. It's gone. You've been scammed. So I hope nobody here is in any of that bullshit. What are my thoughts on mstable? I think mstable's pretty dope. You know, it's a slow. Who's calling me? It's a slow grind. You know, and that's very common with accumulation ranges. They take a while. But it's looking good, man. Like, we're here on the daily, we're down at the 21 week. We crossed the 21 week moving average, which is kind of a significant level for a lot of the OG crypto whales. They like that level. So we've gotten above it. You can see when we broke out of it, we had a nice rally, but we came back down to reality and we needed to test our support. We broke out of it again with a lot less exuberance, and now we're just finding support on that level, which is in confluence with our creek line here. I think it looks good, you know. Kind of it's a, for those who don't know, it kind of baskets all of the somehow, you know, I don't really know the fundamentals that well, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to de-risk stable coins. You know, we have a lot of stable coins, so I don't know how exactly they're doing it, whether you lock the stable coins into the protocol and then they create a new stable coin that's collateralized by multiple stable coins. I don't know, but I know that their goal is to try and de-risk some of the risk associated with these stable coins. So sounds good. I would like to see stable coins be de-risked. Isn't it going to be hilarious when the governments realized that fiat currency can be governed by code and that we don't need your US dollars? We actually have this thing that's just algorithmically collateralized. We have our own fiat money, but our fiat is governed by code, not by a bunch of bureaucrats. No, I'm not going to check Chiliz. Sorry, Chiliz is just, it's in a downtrend. I mean, we can look at it, but you FOMO'd into an NFT. It's, or maybe you're in profit, I don't know. But if you got into Chiliz a while ago, you should have taken profit a while ago. Because this trend will continue. There's nothing that says that this trend will not continue. We're in a downtrend. So until we start to change the trend, we don't know where the support is. So if you're looking at where you would exit, I think you kind of missed your exit on this one. But if you bought the top, you're holding the bag, my friend. You're holding the bag. There's just not a lot of support that's been built here. So we need to build it. It's going to take time, and we might capitulate on this one. So hope you're prepared for a capitulation event. Subscribe and smash the likes for the algorithm. Well, at least somebody's telling people to do that. Yeah. If you guys do enjoy this content, please leave it a like. Likes seem to be the biggest factor that drives in outreach. You know, I try not to clickbait. I try not to talk a bunch of bullcrap. I really want to give you guys realistic analysis. I want to give you honest opinions from somebody who's been in this market for 6 years. I've seen the cycles. I've seen the assets come and go. I really want to set myself apart and create a niche through truth. Everybody is a shill on YouTube. I don't need to be a shill. If I'm a shill, I'm just pigeonholing myself into a market that is oversaturated. I'm trying to offer value with truth. And so far it seems not as profitable. But I'm in it for the long game. I want to really help. I need to just be a place. There's not enough channels. There's not enough channels that offer this point of view. You know, you have to kind of be level-headed and understand that this is a very new ecosystem, and we're selling the story. We're not selling the facts. So understand that the coin that may very well make you rich, if you don't sell it, it can also just leave. All your money can leave. Like, look at a lot of the projects. Go to CoinMarketCap and go check out their time machine. I forget what they call it, but you can pick the date and go look at the coin list 3 years ago. It's a completely different list. Completely different list. And what's funny is they're all these new projects that are coming up are selling the exact same projects, the exact same ideas from the previous cycle. So nothing's new. Nothing is new. For privacy coins, Monero would be stronger than Zcash. I think so, yeah. So when you're trying to narrow in on an asset on what to buy, you should do your comparative analysis against the index. If an index doesn't exist, then you need to create an index. And if you don't know how to create an index, then you need to join my server, because I've got some videos that I can share with you to show you how to make an index. But basically, to make an index, you take all the privacy coins and you index them. Then you go one by one with the asset that you're looking to invest in, and you look at performance. How are the rallies? How are the reactions? Are the rallies strong and the reactions weak? When I look at this one, are the rallies strong and the reactions weak? You have to do that comparative analysis so that you can narrow in on the winner. And when I did that with privacy coins, Monero came up to be the winner. And I think that because of all the uncertainty with privacy coins, it just makes sense that Monero will be the winner, because Monero is the one that's used everywhere. Monero is actually used as a currency, whereas a lot of these other ones, they're just speculative bets. What up? What up, Duckzor? Thank you for appreciating the stream. How do I do that, love? How do I do it? Oh yeah, like that. Okay, Reef. Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at Reef. So Reef, you know, since the bad publicity, nothing special has been going on with Reef. I did not make any adjustments to my positions in Reef. I think that, you know, they just made a poor choice with their, you know, going to market with bullish news a little too early. And I don't know, they screwed up some sort of relationship with, oh God, Alameda Finance or whatever. And that caused a lot of bad PR. We're still in accumulation mode. I haven't ditched any of my positions in Reef. I'm still very much long on Reef. And when I say long, I mean I'm holding long. So yeah, it's a spot position. It's, you know, I've controlled the risk with the position size. So it's actually off exchange and no stop loss on this one, just because I feel that we're at the bottom. So the only way for you to mitigate risk in a position that doesn't have a stop loss is with the position size. So, you know, my position in Reef is my typical stop loss position, and we'll see what happens. Nice one. Western TV bought Chiliz at 2 cents. Already took profits. Nice. Chiliz, what is it at? I just looked at it, but I've already forgotten what it's at. I just know that it's above that. Oh man, I already forgot. Chiliz. Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. Book those profits. I don't think Chiliz is done macro cycle, because I don't think that the cycle is done. But currently we're in a downtrend, and that trend will continue. So I think that there's potentially more downside in Chiliz. It's just, you know, we need to wait for that support to build and then get into some higher levels. So that looks good. Preaching the truth. The code of blockchain is strong enough to change the world for the better. It will. I firmly believe that. You know, the development happens so quickly, and we already have all the pieces in place. We already have everything built. It's just the only missing element is, are people using it? And the answer to that question is no, nobody's using it. And so, you know, people think that they're too late to be in this ecosystem. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You can buy Bitcoin and you can become a wealthy individual. This ecosystem is so new. This ecosystem is so disruptive to every single business on the face of the earth. You're new. You're early. You're early. Trust me. This is, if you think long term, you're early. It took a long time for the internet to kind of take over business, but if you try to run a business without the internet now, you fail. We're at that point, I believe. We're at that point in the development and the adoption of the internet that if you try to launch a business without the internet, you will fail. And I also believe that we will get there with blockchain. If you try to launch a business, or if you try to post a transaction, or if you try to do anything without blockchain, you will fail. We'll get there. That's probably 30 years away, maybe less, I don't know. But yeah, this is profound technology. And if you're just joining in thinking you're too late, if you're thinking by the end of this cycle, then maybe you're late. But long term, as far as what this technology is going to provide, as far as liberation of people on the internet, you are so early. We're so early. Just catching up with the chat. Sorry, I try to do it in order, but eventually that won't work anymore. A fan of Ultra UOS project fundamentally, but haven't been able to get a good feel for its chart. Not sure if I can make class, so I was just curious as to had a quick take on it. If not, no worries at all. Well, you know what? We'll take a look at it in class. I'll try to remember that. Write that down. I'll take a look at that in the classroom. For those wondering, I do a virtual classroom immediately after the streams. This is for the VIP members. We take a lot of, we dive deep into your charts. And that's one of the most effective ways for you to learn analysis. You can watch me chart all day, but you can't really pick apart my method. When you try to emulate what I'm doing and you know, apply the Wyckoff method on your own charts, and then I kind of dive into what you're thinking and make corrections, that's when you really, really learn. So it's a very powerful way for you to get ahead of the herd for now and understand, you know, this market cycle. So what was the ticker on that? UOS. So links down below if you are interested in joining VIP. Okay, so I got time for one more chart, and then I gotta split. I gotta go to the virtual classroom. So let's see, what are we gonna take a look at here? Okay, I just want to talk to How to Swim. So How to Swim says, hey man, I'm fairly new to crypto and I hopped on the bandwagon at the tail end of the whole GME thing. Welcome in. That was a very pivotal moment in history. Was curious if you'd be willing to take a look at XLM and give me some of the spot analyzation of where it is currently. So I think XLM is in a good place. Let's take a look. Sorry, I know I'm skipping Matic. Matic, I'll do, no, I don't have time. Sorry. I'll do XLM. So XLM has been holding a very healthy chart. Even through all of the kind of Ripple FUD. And it's textbook stepping stone. So for those who don't know, a stepping stone is a rally into resistance, a retracement, and a breakout of resistance. And it makes this kind of stepping stone formation. So rally into resistance, retracement, breakout of resistance, rally into resistance. So we broke out and rallied into resistance. And then we react, and then we rally through resistance again. So currently you can see that the reactions are actually becoming more volatile. You can see how we you know, held support beautifully here. We kind of wicked down into support here, and then we really got wicked down here. So the reactions are becoming a little bit more violent. So, you know, take that into consideration with any stop losses or anything that you would be looking to place. But yeah, you know, we're looking for that breakout currently. So we have this area right here. It's just a classic stepping stone. That's what we call this, a stepping stone, where you just, and when you see these stepping stones, they're so predictable. I mean, nothing is a guarantee, obviously, but it's just so much more predictable having this stepping stone formation. This is really healthy. We have a jump across the creek on this current consolidation on the daily. This is a trading range in and of itself. So when we just flashed our sign of strength, let me go down to the 8 hour and show you the trading range here. So I'll go to the wick on this one. Actually, I'll go to the close. I'll go to the close and we'll drag that across. So that's actually where we met resistance. And let's go with something like this. Okay, so we had that spring event, test, boom, jump across the creek. The creek is just the imaginary lines of the highs, and then we get a jump. So we had a rejection here. We'll probably come and retrace down to the creek before making a move up, maybe not that violent, and then come and test the top and then continue to the upside. It's looking really good. It looks like demand is in control in this asset currently. We do need a little bit of a dip. We'll come down for an LPS, and then we'll continue this stepping stone formation. Stepping stones are great. They're not going to melt your face off. You know, they're not going to, you know, pull these insane 40% moves in a day, day after day after day. That comes later. That comes later. You want to get into the assets that where demand is in control and momentum is favorable to the upside, and hold it long. We're in a long market. You know, I'm not immune to taking short trades. I have contracts that are short-term trades, but most of my allocations are in the spot market currently, and I'm holding long. So you're going to want to look for those types of positions and, you know, scale out when you've got some considerable multiples in front of you. So XLM's looking great. It looks so much better than XRP. I think that the fundamentals are just a little bit better on XLM. Again, both of them I don't really like, just because it's not really a decentralized thing. But here's the thing, you know, we're going to have blockchain products that are decentralized, and we're going to have blockchain products that are not. And there's going to be specific applications when you look at business that is going to help determine which of those is better. You know, some businesses are going to be better off decentralized, and other businesses are going to be better off not decentralized, but using blockchain protocols. So, you know, maybe XLM is kind of servicing those companies that don't need to be decentralized. So anyways, I've rambled on too far. I really got to give myself more time at the end of these to really get into the virtual classroom. So I'm sorry for those waiting in the classroom. But I will sign off now, and we will get going on that. So thank you guys so much for joining into the stream. If you haven't done so already, please leave a subscribe and hit that